No, no, no. Do not come down here being loud.
I'm not. I'm not.
Okay, well, you got the little one behind you. No, no, no. Don't be loud, okay?
Mom, Mom, can I give you some cereal?
You just ate.
I did.
Go on back upstairs.
Okay. Mommy, this is my motorcycle.
Now, here's the thing. Had you to listen to me when I told you to stay with your baby brother, you will be outside right now.
Okay.
But you're having a hard time listening, so I'm going to make you wait until I'm ready for you to go outside.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
All right.
You don't play Dragon Ball?
The game?
Yes.
No. No games, no toys for 48 hours. No. Let me get my music back on here. Hello. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for joining. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining everybody that's coming in. This is Triumphant Tuesday. Yes. Just speaking and, talking about the things that made yourself or myself, either or. But I'm speaking on things that made me become greater in my life, the things that helped me become the person that I am, the things that helped me thrive through everything, everything, the things that just helped me become who I am and love me more. You know what I mean? Like, I just want to open that door to share with everybody how I became the person that I am, how I became so grounded and in loving who I am as the person I am, and becoming more faithful to God. You know, now I got some peaceful music in the background. You know, keep the vibes real good up in here. Ooh, confirmation, excuse me, it was a burp. But yes, um, I just wanted to, talk to everybody about things that help me keep faith in myself. You know what I mean? Like just keeping my mind going, staying focused on what's more important. No matter what I've been through, no matter what I've gone through, no matter how hard the circumstances were, you know, being in a family that didn't think like I did, being around people who don't think like you and being the only positive person in that family, even not belonging to that family. You know what I mean? Like I became greater within myself by staying positive. I made some TikToks yesterday and this morning about just staying, you know, positive within yourself and loving the world more because as a kid I was all about love and still am. Like when I was a kid, I'm a love child. I love the world. I love the great things about it. But I did see things that were not right in the world, but that didn't stop me from wanting to be the greatest person that I can be, which I am today. You know, I honestly thank God and his archangels. And I thank my ancestors for helping me get this far. Because if it wasn't for them, I would not be this far. I wouldn't be the person I am today. I wouldn't be as strong as I am today. I wouldn't be able to tell my audience, to tell my tribe, what I mean, my people, how great I am today if it wasn't for God Himself. I went through a lot of traumatic issues and traumatic things as a child. You know what I mean? This isn't about woe me. This is about literally expressing and going through traumatic things as a kid. You know, when all your family do is party all the time and all they do is, kick it and send the kids to one room and stay in one room all the time. I mean, you gotta kind of really find yourself. So my imagination was very, very big as a child. Very big imagination. And a lot of my family members shamed me for having a big imagination. I had imaginary friends, and people called me weird for having an imaginary friend. But as a child, I didn't have like this wasn't like a weird type of thing. It was like I didn't have no friends because it was just me. I was the only child. So growing up, it was very, very lonely as a child. I had no friends. I had nobody to play with. You see what I'm saying? So it was always me. It was always just me. So, as a kid until my my half sister came along, you know, and I don't even remember that part of my life, if you want me to be honest. Like I don't even remember that part of my life when my sister came along. I'm gonna just be honest, it's like she just popped up, so a lot of things as a kid I do not remember because certain things were blocked out and certain things I just didn't. I don't know if I just pushed it away to not remember those things, but I don't have too many good memories of my sister and I. Like a lot of our memories, I just remember us like having constant arguments, and she never liked me because I'm light skinned and she brown skinned, and she felt like I was always our dad's favorite. It was a lot of that going on when I was a kid, you know what I mean? But no matter what I went through, even when she did nitpick on me, I still was happy. Like I was always happy as a kid. No matter what situation, no matter what circumstances I was going through, I was always happy. I used to get beatings and all that. Like I didn't get whoopings and spankings. I got beatings. You feel what I'm saying? Like, but I was still a happy child. It was like as a kid, people were trying to break me down, but I didn't allow them to break me down. I didn't allow them to hurt me, or I didn't allow them to break my spirit. It was like no matter how much they try to break my spirit, I'm always happy. And some family members was like, "Why are you so happy? Why are you always so happy? Why are you always smiling? Why you always feel like you better than us?" I'm a kid. You know what I mean? At the time I was a kid. Like what do I know about being better than somebody? I just knew how to be happy. I knew that, smiling was my thing. That's all I had. As a kid, that's all I had was smiling. You know what I mean? Being by yourself, because my sister and I didn't live together. You know what I mean? I was by myself as a kid. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for the likes. Being by myself as a kid, it was very, very lonely. Very, very, very lonely. Hey, forever student. Um, I didn't have nobody to play with. Um, and all the kids that I tried to play with, they never wanted to play with me because they called me weird. When I say a lot of kids called me weird, a lot of kids like, you're just weird. You're just weird. And maybe it's because, As a young kid, I, I I could see things as a kid. Like I could see entities, angels, I could see all of those type of things. And people will be like, "You just weird." Like who says that they can see angels and who says that they can see things? Like when I was young, I could see things following behind people's kids. I could see um things attached to people. You know what I mean? Like I could see all of that, and I used to tell people stuff, and my mom used to smack me in the mouth for just saying stuff. I used to get in trouble for that, like just opening my mouth and speaking up and saying what I see. And she'd be like, "You need to shut up. You need to be quiet because you making people feel like I'm weird and you weird and I'm not like you." But at the same time, like my mom was jealous of me. My mom never liked me. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is my adopted mom, first off, because my biological mom had gave me up. My adopted mom had sacrificed me. So yeah, you know what I mean? Like I didn't know no better. I could like when I say I could see things, like at first I was scared of what I was seeing because my parents at the time, I didn't know my parents was like really, really bad. But I could see like when it was time to go to sleep, I used to stay up in the middle of the night. And when I would stay up, I would see things. And I was at the time I was like really, really scared of the things that I was seeing. I was really, really freaked out about the things I was seeing. And sometimes, like, and it's weird that I say this because I heard somebody else say this, and I've never heard nobody else say this before. But when sometimes I would be in front of the mirror, like I could see like stuff coming out the mirror. You know what I mean? I could see things. Like, and I would go wake my parents up, like, "Mom, Dad, I can see stuff. Like it's scaring me. I'm scared to go to sleep. I see stuff." And I would get a whooping just for telling them the truth. I used to get whoopings for telling them the stuff that I saw. I used to get whoopings for being afraid. I used to try to crawl in between them to get, to how when you get in the bed with your parents because you're scared. I used to do that, and I used to get in trouble. I used to get a whooping, and they used to tell me go back to your room and go to sleep. But when they would put me in my room, it was things in my room that I was scared of. So I used to stay up all night long. I would stay up for hours until the daylight came. Like I used to stay up so much that I never got no sleep as a child. And it became to the point to where I was like, I became sad at some point because I'm tired. I'm not getting no love. Nobody's loving me. Nobody's showing me any type of affection. Like, I'm gonna keep it real with you. At the time, my dad, my stepdad, he did show me love, but the type of love he showed me was when he was by himself. But my dad was around women 90% of the time. So I never got to see my dad the way I wanted to see him. You know what I mean? He was always with a woman, or it was like the child is the bait for the woman type thing. And when I was young, I didn't know nothing about adults being active, but as a kid, you kind of figure it out. Yeah, and that's just what it was. Like every time I was around my dad, it was always a woman. It was always a woman, a woman, a woman, a woman, a woman. Like, and I used to ask my dad, like, can it just be me and you? Can me and you just spend some time together? Like, I used to beg my dad for just spending time together because I never liked my adopted mom because when my dad wasn't around, she used to abuse me, like literally abuse me. And sometimes I didn't even do nothing to her. She just used to hurt me. You know what I mean? Like, or she would be like, "Shut up," or I used to say stuff, and she's like, "Shut up." Like as a kid, I had to be quiet a lot. Like I was forced to shut up. Hey, Carolyn, how are you? And thanks everybody for popping in. I appreciate you coming in to listen today. Thank you so much for showing up for me. I love that. Right. Um, but as a kid, I was made to be quiet. I was told to be quiet. I was told that I have to be this way. I have to do it this way. And it was like I was my mom's personal slave. Like she used to make me do everything. When I say everything, everything. Like she didn't want to do nothing. So I just was like, yeah, yeah. And when I say like, and I'm pretty sure y'all understand, but like it just it was sad. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't have no friends. Nobody liked me. So, yes, I am. I am a wonderful cook. Thank you so much, Forever Student. Um, but yeah, like, oh, hold on. Phone was sliding. But yeah, like, all I ever wanted was for someone to just care about me. And you're right. You're right. I thank her. I thank her. She didn't know how to cook nothing, but she didn't even know how to cook water. So I actually thank my grandma. If you want me to be honest, I thank my grandma for teaching me how to cook. Because my grandma taught me how to cook. In all actuality, my grandma taught me to stand in front of the stove and cook for real. I used to watch her cook and everything. I used to watch her make Thanksgiving dinners and all that. Correct? Correct? Like when I was young, I used to wonder why my mom never got married or anything. This is my adopted mom. I used to wonder why she was never married, but I would see like a lot of men. Like I used to see her with a lot of men. And I asked her one day, like, Mom, are you ever going to get married? And she looked at me like I said something wrong. Like I looked at her like, why is it so many men's? Like, when you a kid, you say things and it. But I was like, why you got so many men's? And she slapped me. I mean, yeah. And see, my grandparents was married, but I do know that there were things that my grandparents went through, because my grandfather, he was cheating on my grandma. Yeah. My grandfather did cheat on my grandmother and she had a son outside of my mom, which is the first child that my grandmother had. Um So it was tough for them. And I don't have the pictures, but it's one picture that my grandmother and my grandfather, they look like Ike and Tina Turner. I kid you not, y'all. Like they look just like Ike and Tina Turner. My grandpa had the fro. My grandma had the Tina Turner hair, like the little straight Tina Turner hair with they was in white and everything. It was like, okay, I see y'all. But when I had talked to him, my grandma, like it's a lot. Like when I say my grandma was a thoroughbred, you know what I mean? But she was relentless. You feel what I'm saying? Like my grandma didn't play no games. She'll smack something in a heartbeat. You feel what I'm saying? Like when it came to my grandma, hold on. I'm listening to my kids, y'all. Okay. But my grandma was one of them type of grandmas that she'll smack something in a minute and won't care about what you said, what you doing afterwards. She won't let you get the word out. So I've had situations with my grandma to where when I used to go over to my grandma's house before she got custody of me, my my adopted mom, yeah, yeah, my grandma and my mom, they used to argue all the time about me. I remember those conversations. And they would used to go, the constant thing I used to hear as a kid that, used to traumatize me a lot was, that's not your mama, that's not your grandma, that's not your mama, that's not your grandma, that's not your grandma, that's not your mama. And I used to after hearing that for so long, or hold on. Stop screaming, please. or hearing that's not your daddy. You know what I mean? You start wondering as a kid, like, well, then who am I? Am I real? Am I a person? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know who was who, so it was like after then hearing, as you get older, oh, your mama's a prostitute. Your mama was on the streets. Yeah, your real mama was on the streets. Your mama was a prostitute. She ain't never loved you. She sold you for some dope. Like, hearing that is very, very hurtful to know. Like, and the thing is, what's wrong?
Was trying to bite me. No, it didn't.
Hey, nope, we're not gonna argue. We are not gonna argue. If you didn't do it, then you need to calm down. But otherwise, if you acting out and you throwing a temper tantrum, it makes me believe that you did something that you saying you didn't do.
Yes, did it. Yes, he did.
Listen, I need y'all to separate. If y'all can't sit in one room, separate. Or once, as a matter of fact, y'all just sit right there. Have a seat. Keep quiet time for a second.
I'm gonna go upstairs and watch a movie.
Did you hear what I said?
Yes, ma'am.
I said have a seat right there. Have a seat, relax. Allow me to do my live, please. I will really appreciate it so much. Have a seat, please. Sir?
Yes, ma'am.
No, Mr. Nori, have a seat. You want me to add another 2 days from no toys? Okay, then you need to sit down. Thank you for listening. So, as I was saying, I had a hard time like just listening to that. I would listen to that. She just gave you the cover. She just gave you the cover. Okay, but you're gonna sit right there and take the cover that you have. We're not gonna act out, especially not while I'm on the camera. You are not gonna embarrass me on the camera, sir. Thank you. So, as I was saying, as a kid, it was very hard trying to figure out who I was, and then hearing about my mom and how she did things. And I'm like, okay, so as a kid, I'm trying to figure out, so are you saying that my adopted mom was, selling herself, or do I got another mom? And that was a hard thing to figure out. Okay. I didn't know nothing about my real mom until I turned like 16 years old, 17 probably. You know what I mean? So, I went through, even though I will put this in there, even though I went through a lot of hardships in life, it did not stop me from being a happy individual. On the inside, I was very depressed and down. I was very, very depressed as a child, but I still was happy. It was like I could still be happy even though I was going through my depression. You know what I mean? Like, they tried to stop me from being who I am. They tried to take my happiness away from me. They tried to snatch what I most love from me. As a kid, I loved to sing. I loved to dance. I used to do karaoke. I used to do drill team. I was in church all the time. Like, I was a good kid. But people would try to paint me out as the bad kid. Like, you just bad. You don't listen to nobody. You just do what you want to do. No, it just was like, it came to me naturally. As a kid, it was like I knew what was the right thing and it was telling me the wrong thing. That was my guidance. God was guiding me the whole time, which I didn't know, but it was things that they was telling me to do that just didn't seem right. And I'm like, why would I do this if I know it goes this way? It's like somebody telling you to go throw eggs at somebody's house, but throwing eggs at somebody's house ain't right. Why would I do that? You know what I mean? So they try to paint me to, as I got older, and I end up living with my grandmother. She got custody of me, which there is no legal documentation of my mom, my biological mom, passing me over to my adopted parents. She just gave me away for the drugs. So you sacrificed me for the drugs. You know what I mean? How is a 16-year-old supposed to take that when they actually get the understanding and the knowledge of that? You know what I mean? Like, you sacrificed your child for the drugs. You feel what I'm saying? At that time, I didn't know how I felt about that. I didn't know what I was feeling. I was like, dang, that's messed up. And throughout the family, I was made fun of. I was made fun of a lot by the family. The family used to nitpick on me all the time. Ha ha, you don't know who your mama is. You don't know who your mama is. Like, they used to make fun of me. You don't know your daddy. You don't know your daddy. Like, I'm the only one out the family who don't know who their mama and daddy is. You feel what I'm saying? Like, being picked on because, and I grew up on the west side of town. Right now, I live where it's predominantly white. You feel me? But when I used to live on the west side of town, I was too white to be black because of the way I look, because of the way I acted, because of the person I am. All the people used to call me white girl. On the west side of town, they used to call me white girl. They didn't call me, I consider myself to be black. But they call me white. So I'm like, what makes me white and what makes you blacker than me? That don't make sense. Nothing you're saying is making any sense to me. I was very, very confused a lot. You feel what I'm saying? So they be like, you a white girl. You not no black girl. You don't belong over here. I don't know why you live over here anyway. It was groups of teenagers that used to be like, girl, you think you better than us. Why are you even over here? I never forget. Let him go pee. Let him go pee. As a matter of fact, try it again. Go upstairs and watch some TV. Go relax. Go watch the TV show that y'all can enjoy together. Please and thank you. So, I didn't know too much about myself, and I didn't understand or understand anything about myself. I didn't know a lot to begin with. You know what I mean? I kind of was like I said, my whole life was just confusing. It was very, very confusing growing up on the west side of town, and people call you a white girl all the time because of the way I am. Because I like rainbows and I like white people music, and I ain't gonna say it like that, but I like listening to Christina Aguilera. I like listening to Britney Spears. I like, you feel what I'm saying? I like listening to music that black people really don't listen to. I like listening to the song, we are beautiful in every single way. Words can bring you down. Oh. I like music like that. That's the type of music I listen to. And people was like, you weird. You weird. Yes, I am the only child from my adopted mom, and from my biological mom, I am the last child that she had. So there's 2 other siblings before me, and they're older than me. But with my dad got multiples of children. You know what I mean? Like my stepdad got multiples of children. You know what I mean? So that's what I'm saying. Like, I love listening to music like that. Like, and people used to make fun of me. I used to listen to the Cheetah Girls. I was like 13, 14, 15, still listening. Like, I was even 17, 18, listening to how I go, hold on, stay tight. Are you ready for a crazy ride? You're on your own, it ain't right. Something's gotta give tonight. So if you wanna run and disappear, you and I can bust our way right out of here. Together we can shoot the moon, stop the rain, even ride a hurricane. If you wanna, together we can walk into space, save the human race. So you think you oughta. Like, I was listening to all of that. And it was a lot of kids that picked on me because I watched Cheetah Girls. Like, thank you very much, Untouchable Me. Like, when I say I listened to the Cheetah Girls, I was one of them teenagers that was in freedom. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. I did get active early in my life, okay? There was a point in time where, my grandma didn't sit me down and talk to me about being sexually active. So I got active very early. And I was 12, but a 13-year-old, now that I know, he took advantage of me. I mean, I don't know nothing about having sexual, I didn't know nothing about that. But I was doing things, and this 13-year-old was taking advantage of me. And I got in trouble for the things that I did. You know what I mean? But it was like, they was like, you're disgusting. Yeah, like I really was. And it was like, you're disgusting. You just And my adopted mom was like egging it on. And when I say my adopted mom was egging it on, she was like really, really egging it on to the point that, what's wrong, baby?
So we did a vote for Dog with the Blog and something else. They voted, and I didn't want to watch Dog with the Blog.
But okay, then watch a couple episodes of Dog with the Blog, and then tell them I say watch 2 or 3 as a matter of fact, 2 episodes of Dog with the Blog, and then you watch 2 episodes of what you want to watch. Okay? Tell them, say Mom said. Okay. Thank you.
Have fun on your live, Mom.
Thank you, baby. So, I didn't know no better, but then after that, like, I learned my lesson, and I didn't do nothing else. So when I met this other guy, I was like in middle school, you feel what I'm saying? And the guy that it was, he was my uncle's wife now, and they wasn't married together at the time. He was just his girlfriend. So I was in a relationship with his at the time his girlfriend's nephew. And I liked him. I don't know what made me attractive to this guy, but he was like, I don't know, maybe because he was cute. You know how when you're young, you be like, oh, they cute. Oh, he cute. So I thought it was cute. And I end up getting a relationship with him. But come to find out, he was very abusive. Like, he would be punching on me. He'd be like slapping on me and all types of stuff. And I would be like, stop putting your hands on me. Like, don't touch me. Like, don't do that. Like, I would stand up for myself. You know what I mean? And then there was times where we broke up from each other.
Nori, so Mom, when Nori was telling us to stop fighting, I just stopped fighting. Then Sophia said, shut up to Nori. And I didn't really like that. And she's
I'm listening.
And Sophia's complaining. She's like, she's complaining.
Don't go nowhere, y'all. Let me solve the issue between my kids, okay? Give me a second.
I'm going to read my How to Train Your Pokemon.
No, everybody's going to listen to what I'm saying. Okay. Sophia, Nori, come downstairs. Okay, so he said he would watch Dog with the Blog. 2 episodes, right?
Right.
Okay, and then you watch 2 episodes what he want to watch, right?
Right.
Okay, so y'all shouldn't be talking to each other in any kind of negative way, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so I don't understand what's the argument for.
We're arguing because Poppy tells on a little thing. All I said was, when we first started, before you actually said something to him, we were trying to figure out what to watch, and normally when we don't know what to watch, we all 3 vote. Yeah, I was wrong with that, but then Poppy got mad over something little that I don't want to watch Bailey accidentally.
Hold on, no. You can't tell him what he can't watch. He's watching what you want to watch, right? So it's not about what you want to watch. You are not in control of it's 3 of y'all. You cannot tell him that you don't want to watch what he want to watch when he's sitting down watching what you want to watch. That's unfair. It's disqualified. You cannot say, oh, I don't want to watch. Okay, then don't watch it. Take a nap or something. But you can't do that to him. That's you're not gonna do that to him. And I'm not gonna allow you to do that to him. He don't want to watch Dog with a Blog. But he's watching it. Right? So be fair, not selfish. And right now you're being very, very selfish, young lady. You see what I'm saying? So, Dog with a Blog 2 episodes, Beyblade X 2 episodes. If that's not what you want to do, then you can color, you can draw, you can figure something else out, but you're not going to say that he cannot do what is equal give and take around here. You hear what I'm saying? Okay, thank you.
Well, you were watching.
Now y'all keep on arguing, I'll make y'all start writing verses of the Bible. Okay, y'all. Yeah. So y'all heard me talking to him, huh? Y'all see y'all heard me talking to my kids. I had to get it right because they think I already said, like my daughter, when she get on the TV, she get real demanding. Nah, I ain't watching that. Nah, I don't want to see. You cannot do that. That's not fair to him. He's watching something that he don't want to watch, and you gonna watch something that you don't want to watch. It's equal give and take. Now I told him already, if you keep on arguing, y'all gonna be down here writing verses of the Bible right in my face. We not about to do that. Yeah, thank you very much. Because I don't even argue with my kids. I don't even do all that. It's either y'all gonna try to problem solve together, or I just shut it all down. I'm gonna just shut it all down, and then guess what? Nobody gets to watch TV. Nobody gets to do anything. My son thought he was about to go outside, and he had my youngest out there with him, and he riding off. I said, no. And him and I had a conversation last night. You know, we talked about him working on himself and becoming better, you know, and walking into his greatness. He's young, but I'm still teaching him how to walk into his greatness. And he said, he asked a question to me, and he said, why does God get to do? I said, hold on, hold on. Watch how you speaking about my God. Now I take God serious. That's my love right there. Okay. And he got to talking, and I was like, hold on. We're not gonna do all that. What you should do is thank God that you are here, that you are alive, that you made it, that you're breathing. Thank God that you have a mother that is like you, that can teach you things, that can help you get through things. You know what I mean? Because without a mother, come on, without a mother, what's gonna happen? You know what I mean? You I'm teaching you things that you need to know. So let's be grateful for having things in life. I'm teaching you to be grateful for being such a person that can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. And I said, you can do good with yourself. You know, you can do good with yourself. And I believe in you. And when he went outside and left my son while he just riding around, I said, no, now you got to come in the house. You're not going to leave him out there like that. You got to come in the house. And he got mad and upset. And I told him, I said, you can wait until I allow you to go outside again. We're not doing that. Nope. But I want to finish where I left off, y'all. But just being in a family that they didn't think like me. In that family, they were more about themselves. You know what I mean? They were very, very selfish as a family. Nobody cared about anybody. They was all backstabbing each other anyway. They was all, I was watching my own family members get into relationships with their exes and their, you know what I mean? Swapping. You know what I mean? I heard my daddy told me something so nasty. I was doing this with her, and your auntie, I hit your auntie too. Ew. Why are you talking about that with me? Like, my dad was a little bit too open, and it was uncomfortable. Being your child, I get it. You like to be open and you like to speak like that, but I was uncomfortable a lot. And, you know, I never voiced that with him because at that time, I had to pretend to be a part of something that I knew that I was never a part of. I had to pretend to be like these people, and I was never like these people. I had to pretend to like the lifestyle that I was in, but I knew I didn't like the lifestyle. I knew I didn't like the lifestyle that I was in. I knew I didn't. I knew I didn't. You know what I mean? I knew I never liked the situation that I was going through. I just didn't like it. I didn't agree with everything that everybody was doing. God rest. Hello, how are you? Um, my grandmother had began to drink constantly. It was a lot of my family members that all they did was go to the club. And down here was a club called the K9. I don't even know if that raggedy club still open, but it was a club called the K9, and everybody went to the K9. They gathered up all their kids together. Hey y'all, I'm gonna keep it real with you. When I was younger, I even had an encounter with a doll that was alive. Y'all probably don't believe this, but it was a doll that came to life in my auntie's house. Not making this up. On some Chucky doll type stuff. So yeah, doll talking and everything. We was all in the house. It was raining, thundering, lightning, adults all gone. It was like 10 of us kids in the house. It's a talking doll? I don't even like baby dolls. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't like baby dolls. None like that. I treat plushies with respect. Hey, I tell my daughter, don't treat your baby doll with disrespect. You better love that baby doll. But I don't even buy them for her. I don't even buy baby dolls. I don't like baby dolls. I don't like none of that. Nope, I don't get down with those type of things. But that happened a lot in my life where the parents would gather up all the kids and they put them in a house and they'd go out to the club and kick it all night and come back and be drunk and they'd get up and do it again. Like, my life consisted of a lot of that. Like, I got tired of living like that. I got tired of, just, I didn't get to explore the greatness of life. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't explore real good things until I got with my grandma. You know what I mean? When I got my grandma, she was showing me things that now there's legal documentation of me being with my grandma. She had custody of me, but I didn't explore great things until I got with my grandma. Like, she taught me how to be a lady. She taught me not to put your elbows on the table, how to eat right. My grandma used to say, don't feed your clothes. You know what I mean? Feed your face. And she used to be like, you just act like a little boy. You act like a little boy. You act like you're not even a girl. You need to I didn't like wearing skirts, skirts, or none of that. You know what I mean? I never liked wearing skirts or skirts. I wasn't even that time. I'd throw my hair in a ponytail real quick. I'm kidding you not. If guess what? If I'd had these locks, my hair would be in a ponytail. I'm so serious. Like, I was one of them girls that I knew I could dress up, but I'd rather wear like a t-shirt and some basketball shorts and some Converses. In the winter, I wear a sweatsuit with some Converses or some boots or something. You know what I mean? Like, I was never the type of female that tried to show out for everybody. I didn't care about showing out for people. People didn't like, a lot of people that I became around, they didn't like that I didn't want to be like them. Oh, you lame because you don't want to wear this like us. Oh, you lame because you don't think like us. Oh, you too goody two shoes. Like, it was a lot of people that was like, you a goody two shoes because you don't do what we do. I don't care. I don't care. At a young age, I did start smoking weed. I was like 14 when I started smoking. I literally was 14 years old when I started smoking. At that time, I was going through so much in my life that I felt like that was the one thing that was helping me cope. I was smoking You know what I mean? I was sexually active, but the thing was, my family always downed me for being sexually active, but the one thing that they don't bring up or talk about is the fact that I went and put myself on birth control. I went to Planned Parenthood by myself and got myself on birth control. I was on a Depo-Vera. I gained weight being on the Depo-Vera, but I was okay with the way I look. But a lot of people, they shamed me for the way that I look. You know what I mean? In middle school, I became a cheerleader, but they didn't want me to be a basketball cheerleader because I didn't have the fit. I wasn't don't get me wrong, I was thick. Like, I was real thick. You feel what I'm saying? But a lot of females was like, oh, you fat, you fat, you fat. And I didn't like that because, first off, because I don't look like old girl who like a size 3, but I might wear like 8, 9, 10 in the pants. Like, in my shirts, I would wear a medium, but in my pants, I was like a 9, 10 because I was thick like that. You feel what I'm saying? And I wasn't I wasn't no big girl. No, it ain't nothing against no big girls at all. Because regardless of the fact of how you look, you still look good. Regardless of the fact. So it don't matter what nobody's saying. You feel what I'm saying? It just, that's the way that I look. My chest was made like it was. And then my bottom was made like it was. But a lot of females was jealous of me because of the way that I look. So instead of them making me a basketball cheerleader, and for a long time, I was ashamed of that. Like, I wanted to be a basketball cheerleader so bad, but they made me like a wrestling cheerleader. You feel what I'm saying? And when I went to Dunbar, this when I went to high school, they was calling me fat. You feel what I'm saying? It was like, oh, you too fat to be a cheerleader. But I could do herkies, I could do backflip, front flips, and all that just like everybody else, but they called me fat. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was shamed a lot. Like, it was a lot of girls who was like real thin that was talking down on me. And these is black girls though. Like, you think white girls be talking down on black girls? No, the black girls will beat you to a crisp. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I was really picked on a lot going through school, all the way from kindergarten all the way up until like quit school. You feel what I'm saying? It was people picking on me forever, for days. Like I said, this is not a woe me. This is just literally me saying that people talk down on me. And that's just what it was. Like, nobody had no type of respect for me, the person that I am, because I was never like them. I didn't want to be like them. I didn't want to, I didn't want to do things the way that they wanted me to do things. You feel what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I did smoke weed. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, but I will be by myself when I'm smoking though. You feel what I'm saying? Like, no, it wasn't good to be young and smoking. It wasn't. But at the same time, I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have nobody to go to. I had nobody I could really like ask for help. I had nobody I could ask for help. All my people was too busy indulging and doing what they want to do. You feel what I'm saying? My family was out there like selling drugs. They didn't care about me. They making their money. Every time I went to somebody about how I felt, it was, you complaining about that? You complaining about that? You mad about that? I'll get out of here. Like, one time, excuse me, it's about to get sensitive, but because I was getting picked on so much in school, I almost attempted to like take myself out at one point in time. And one of my cousins called my grandma into the room, and I had a belt around my neck at that time. And my grandma was like, you stupid. You real stupid for wanting to try to do that to yourself. Go ahead and do it with your stupid self. Hey, how are you? My grandma was like, go ahead with your stupid self. Do it. Do it. Do it. You gonna let everybody win? Like, it was the way she said it, but I don't think she meant it the way she said it. It was just the way that it came off. You know what I mean? And I needed help. I was really depressed, going through a lot. You know what I mean? I was going through so much as a teenager that I couldn't cope with life. And I still maintained to go through school and do everything I was supposed to do. You know, I even had a job during the summertime. I was just depressed. I was very depressed about how my life was going, what I was doing. If people like, I wanted somebody to care so much, y'all. Like, as a teenager, I wanted somebody to care about me so freaking much. I really did. I wanted somebody to care about me so much, but at the same time, I didn't realize that all I needed was myself. I didn't realize that because the main person that was in, I'm the main character, but the villain at the time in my story when I was a teenager was my adopted mom. My adopted mom always wanted to pick on me. She always wanted to make fun of me. She always wanted to have a reason to say something about me. She was always ridiculing me, always criticizing me, always making me feel small, always saying just like everything that I did. Are you doing that? Also, you let her wear that? Also, it's okay for her to do this, but you ain't let us do this. Like, she stayed like nitpicking on me and my grandma because of the relationship we had. Even though me and my grandma went through stuff, we had a good relationship. We knew where we stood between each other. But my adopted mom, she hated that. When I say she hated that, she always tried to make something up or tried to come in between me and my grandma to make us try to hate each other. And it didn't work. You know, it didn't really work until she started, like, my adopted mom just kept coming around for unknown reasons. Like, after my adopted mom, like, her and my dad, her and my stepdad, like, stopped talking to each other and they quit coming around each other. Like, there was days when I was a kid when my grandma used to, I used to have my backpack on my back waiting on my dad. I used to be waiting on my dad to come to the door. And my granddaddy used to give me hope. He coming, he coming, he coming. Just give him some time. I called him, he coming. And my granddad, like I said, he was my biggest, he was my biggest supporter. But my grandma used to be like, he ain't coming. He ain't coming. He lied. He's a liar. And that's all he know how to do is lie. I never forget the day my grandma piped on my grandpa. Not my grandpa, but my stepdad. She literally pulled that thing out and was like, you keep putting your hands on my daughter, but not only that, you keep lying to my granddaughter talking about you gonna come and get her and you keep hurting her feelings. I should blow your face off right now. This is what she told him. And he like, so you gonna pull it out on me? That's what you gonna do? She like, yeah. So get up out her face. You can't never see her again and she ain't gonna never come around you again. And if she do, it's gonna be on her own. But you can get up out my house. And at that time, I never seen him again. I never seen him again. Because my grandma didn't play that. Like, my grandma was really about my feelings. I love my grandma. And God rest her soul because she's guided me through a lot of things in my life. She's probably guided me to even let y'all know this message for real, for real. Like, my grandma, when I say she was the biggest supporter I had, no matter what we went through, she never really was like, she gave me hugs, she gave me kisses, she gave me love. Like, that was the only person that would give me good, any a form of love. That I know about hugs, I know about kisses, I know about sitting down talking to the kids. I know about that. I know about being stern, and that's because my grandma showed me that. But if it wasn't for her, my granddaddy, Lord knows, you know what I mean? Like, I really do appreciate my grandparents for being the best that they could be to me. Things didn't really start getting too bad between us until my grandfather had got bedridden. And when my grandfather got bedridden, it was like she became depressed. She stopped really caring about doing too much in life. She was more like, I'm gonna do me and you gonna stay here with him. And yeah. So I had to take care of my grandfather a lot. You know, from at least 11 and a half, 12, all the way up to 17 and a half, I had to take care of my granddaddy. Yes, baby. What? Listen.
Yes.
Why can't y'all just go watch the cartoon? You know what I mean?
So we're playing dog in the ball, so I'm gonna watch PJ Masks.
Okay, well, after Poppy watches Beyblade X, you can watch PJ Masks, okay?
Okay.
Go ahead, baby. Okay?
Okay.
No, just go ahead.
Okay.
But I had to take care of my granddaddy. After I got out of school, there was no going outside with kids. You know, I had company come over, and the only company that I had was this girl that I'm not friends with no more. She was a real hater. She was a real hater. Like, don't get me wrong, her mom is on drugs still. I don't, you know what I mean? No discrimination or none of that. But she didn't like me because the family dynamic that I was sitting at. Oh, your grandma got money. Y'all ain't living the way that I'm living. Like, she really didn't like me, but I was trying my hardest to be an influential friend to her. You know, but she didn't do nothing but lie about me to people and talk down on me and tell people that I got her to do things that she the one who. I don't influence people to do nothing because I'm not that type of person. I'm not about to influence you to go be sexually active. I'm not about to go influence you to go sneak out your house. I'm not about to influence you to do nothing. You make your own choices. We teenagers, you made your own choice. You have a choice to make if you want to do it or you don't want to do it. Don't get me wrong. As a teenager, I did sneak outside because I was never allowed outside. After having to take care of my grandfather, I couldn't go outside. I couldn't do nothing. It was in the house. You got to stay here with your granddaddy. You know what I mean? My grandma used to, after she get off of work, sometimes she never came home. You know, like, I literally would stay home all weekend with my granddaddy while she got to do her. And, you know, she'll leave some money, be like, here's some pizza. You know, here's some money for some pizza. You know, if you want to have a couple friends. But that was like the decoy so she could do what she wanted to do. There was times when my grandma came home drunk. I mean, stupid drunk. And, I mean, what was I to do with that? And once she became a constant drinker, you know, and I'm talking about drinking constantly all the time. And once that started happening, it was like my grandma just got worse and worse. I had lost my social security card one time. And she was like, "How do you lose your social security card, stupid?" And I'm like, "It was an accident." You know, it became points to where my grandma used to stomp on me and punch on me and beat on me. You know what I mean? And a lot of my family members don't like for me to talk about that. They'll tell me I'm a liar or, "Oh, you worried about that? That happened to us too." Well, it's unnormal to me. I'm not okay with somebody stomping and punching on me. I'm not okay with somebody hurting me. I don't want that. I don't want that type of hurt on me. So I tried to run away. And when I tried to run away to the neighbor house that she was selling crack to, the neighbor ended up sending me back home. And when the neighbor sent me back home, I had to sleep on the floor next to my grandma's bed. Did I like that? No, I didn't. I never liked that. You know, thinking that you could trust a neighbor to keep you safe and the neighbor didn't keep you safe, they sent you right back because they wanted the drugs. It's heartbreaking. I ran away for a whole week to get away from my grandma. And I ran to my adopted mom's house and things was cool, but She whipping up dope in the kitchen. Come on, man. Like one time I walked in the kitchen and it's a dude in the kitchen like whipping the bricks, whipping the bricks. Like he in there whipping it up. She like, get out the kitchen. I'm old enough now. I see what y'all doing. Like I see what's going on. Y'all bagging it up and everything. Dead in my face. The door ringing off the... Come on, man. The door is bamming. You know what I mean? And then not only that, my mom used to hang out with her crackhead, you know, her crack fiends. I could never forget waking up to a crackhead tweaking in front of my face. I'm laying on the floor because I don't have a bed. It's not one bed in this house that we in, and I'm sleeping on the floor with a sheet, and it's a crackhead I wake up to over my face tweaking out. Come on, man. But back to what I was saying. My grandma ended up, you know, calling the police on me because I ran away. She said, she called me and was like, if you don't come home, I'm calling the police and you're going to jail. First off, y'all, this is the first time it's like really coming out in public. I didn't do nothing wrong. I really didn't do nothing wrong. The reason why I ran away was because I got bad grades, okay? I get that. I was in high school. I got bad grades. My grandma was mad. You feel what I'm saying? It was like 95 to 97 degree weather. And I used to work at this Boys and Girls Club. And it was like, from walking distance, it was like maybe 2-3 hours from my house. It was hot outside. My grandma called me and said, oh, since you want to have bad grades, you can walk all the way home. Click. I walked home in the heat, sweating, no water, no nothing. I walked 3 hours home. Okay? Hold on, baby. What's on your head? Come here. Come here. No, come here.
There's a scratch.
What is that?
Mom, there's a scratch on my head.
Stop.
There's a scratch on my head. There's a scratch on my head.
Hold on. Stop. Stay still. What's on his head? And what happened?
I got scratched by a puppy.
No, I didn't. I did not scratch.
What happened to his head?
Well, I was playing with me.
You know what? We're going to talk about that later. Upstairs.
Okay.
Oh, we're going to talk about that later. Yeah. We're going to talk about that later. Definitely. But like I said, I walked all the way from, basically, it's where I was at. It was called Jefferson Township. I walked all the way from Jefferson Township all the way back down to where I live, which was Westwood, okay? When I got there, my grandma was coming in with her people. They already busted. You feel what I'm saying? They already busted, drinking. So I went upstairs. I was upstairs. I was always in my room. Always. As a teenager, I always was in my room. I never came out of my room. I didn't never talk to nobody. I mind my business, okay? So hold on, y'all. I got this puzzle. So, with this being said, my grandma and her friends was already busted. I've been upstairs all day in my room. My grandma decided that she wanted to come in the kitchen and put her hands on me. I get it. You wanted to discipline me because, and I was like 15, 16, and she walked in the kitchen and start punching on me, stomping on me, kicking me, slapping me, calling me out my name, and she still got company. You feel what I'm saying? You still got company and you putting your hands on me. She took some, I never forget this day, y'all. It was red juice in a jug, and she opened up one of the drawers, like the little fruit bins. She poured juice in the red bin, and excuse my language, y'all, but my grandma told me, bitch, clean that up. And as I went to go clean it up, she's punching on me, kicking on me, stomping on me, and everything. She putting her hands on me. So I didn't do nothing to her.
Hands on you.
Baby, go upstairs, okay? I didn't do nothing to her. Go upstairs. But like I said, I didn't do nothing to her. You know, I did give like a little nudge, like don't, like, you know what I mean? Don't put your hands on me. Like, I was like, stop. I'm like, Grandma, stop, please. Don't put your hands on me. Stop. So when I did give her a little nudge, mind you that she inebriated, she fell back. Oh. Now everybody like, you put your hands on your grandma. You put your hands on her. No, I stopped her from putting her hands on me. And when she got up, she came for me again. Y'all, all I had in my hand was my phone. My phone had no juice on it. My grandma was abusing me at that time. So I took my phone and I called my adopted mom, like, look, I'm about to run away. I ain't got no juice on this phone. When I say I walked in complete darkness across a bridge to go to my adopted mom's house by myself. There was a lot of times where I had to walk in the dark by myself. There was a lot of times where I had to do a lot of things by myself on my own. I used to have to go to the neighbor's house across the street, and I used to ask the neighbors, can she give us some food? Because we didn't have no food. The neighbor was a female, and she molested me. A grown woman. Yeah, men don't just molest kids and people. What you mean? Women do it too. So I wasn't just molested by a man. I was molested by a woman too. But that was the only woman that I knew actually did that to me. That's why I said knew, because some things I don't remember. It could have been a lot of things that happened, because some things I don't remember. You feel what I'm saying? But the woman that I was asking help from, yeah, she did that. It was ridiculous. And
did you want us to give him some?
No, I didn't say anything. I said that, yeah, he needs to go back upstairs. That's what I said.
Go back upstairs.
But yeah, like,
Come on, Nora.
I was very much in a lot of situations. Like, a lot of people use me to try to do for them. You know what I mean? Like, if I wasn't doing nothing for them, then I was no good at use. That's the only thing I was good use for. Oh, you can do this for me. Oh, come over here and do this for me. Oh, you gonna watch these kids. They had me watching the kids and all that. Like, when I say my aunts and them had me watching their kids, but accusing me of breaking their stuff, or, oh, you just, my aunt, when I was younger, my grandma's youngest daughter, when at the time, because, you know, we all go through, you know, confusing parts in our lives, but I was interested in girls. I was trying to find myself out. And I was in a relationship. Stop screaming. I was in a relationship with a girl. And my aunt liked girls too, but I didn't tell my grandma that I like girls. You feel what I'm saying? So my aunt ended up snitching on me because her and my grandma got into it with each other. They end up getting into it with each other. Oh, you gay? And I'm hearing a conversation. Two girls, yeah. Hold on. My kids is getting into it again. Hold on, y'all. Don't go nowhere. Hey, 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 hey. It does not have to be all that. It don't have to be all that. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. All y'all gotta do is just relax. And y'all make it relax seem like a hard thing to do. Okay? You just relax. All you gotta do is just chill. You know what I'm saying? Lord, get in that. Move all that stuff out the way. Move all that stuff out the way. It's crayons on my floor and all that. Like, come and pick this stuff up, please. I don't want them drawing on my walls or nothing. No, Nori, don't start that, sir. Just do what I told you to do, baby, okay? I will be off live in a little bit. Okay. I'm back, y'all. But the woman that there was a guy that if I want to so I can make it forwardly straight, the dude that was 13 is who I had my very first sexual encounter with, and I was 12 years old. He was 13. But the woman who I encountered that molested me, I was like 16 years old. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I was asking her, to help us with some food, me and my grandpa with some food. Because at the time, we didn't have no food because my grandma was always gone. You know what I mean? So she came on to me. I was scared. Don't get me wrong. I was really scared. Like, I was like, what is this? And when it all was said and done, I ran home. And she was like, don't ever tell nobody. I was too afraid to tell people. But my aunt knew what had happened, but she was trying to humiliate me with it though. Like, she was like, yeah, I know that girl did something, and I know you allow her to do something, and this is and that. Like, she literally like tried to make me seem as if this is something I wanted to do. I never got to speak out about anything that has ever happened to me because my family immediately disowned me and told me that, oh, you like that. You was liking that. You a hoe anyway. You like doing stuff like that. You like giving your body to people. You like, first off, if I didn't give somebody the permission to come on to me, no, I did not like that. I did not like that. But, as that happened, to answer you, yeah, it did turn me on the females. You know what I mean? It did turn me on the females because I actually end up getting in a relationship with a female after that. And I'm even gonna say literally after that happened, but like down the line, I end up getting in a relationship with a female. And if I can be honest, I was 16 and she was 25. She literally was 25 years old and I was like 16, being in a relationship with a grown woman. You feel what I'm saying? And even she was mean. Like, when I think about it, like, I was going in so many directions when I was a teenager. I didn't know what I was doing. But I ended up being in a relationship with a 25-year-old woman. And I wasn't the only one. My cousin was younger than me being in a relationship with this woman. And y'all hear my kids. They having a moment right now. Hold on. Okay. Sophia, stay right there. Listen. There is no way that y'all doing all this, okay? Now it's time. Listen. Cut some Spider-Man on for him. You stay up here, and y'all two come downstairs and write some Bible verses. Put on, yeah, go ahead. Cause I'm not about to keep listening to y'all scream and yell and fight and argue. It's pointless. I said what I said. No, I asked you to take it out. Put it back down. Put it back down. Now get up and go pick them up. There is no way that frustrated. But you yelling though, and you are yelling. I'm literally on live. You are screaming and hollering and yelling. That is not called for. None of it. You don't even need that. Come on. Like the Spider-Man. Come on, get a book or something. Get a book. Okay, y'all. No, you're not just reading any book. You and him are going to read that Bible, and I want y'all to turn to Genesis. Open that Bible up and read Genesis together. Nope, sit on that couch together and read the book of Genesis. Okay, I'm back, y'all. But like I said, I went through being nitpicked with, like the 25-year-old woman, like she actually end up liking me type thing. But my cousin, it was weird, y'all. The way I'm about to explain this, y'all just gotta stick with me, okay? Thank you for popping in. My cousin was like, "Oh yeah, her cousin like you." Da, 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 da. But I'm so naive to the things because I was very naive when I was young too. So I will admit that I was very naive. So she was like, "Yeah, we gonna try to switch." Da, 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 da. I'm like, "But I don't like her. I don't like her. I don't want to talk to her." She like, "But just we just gonna pretend. We gonna pretend." But it was all a plan for my cousin to get in a relationship with this woman. You feel what I'm saying? But when I end up breaking up with the 25-year-old woman, she coming the woman coming to me telling me about my people, like, "Oh, she stank and she this and she smell like that, and I don't even like her coming over, this and that, woo woo woo." You're coming to me telling me about her, and I don't really care. First off, I'm not a hater. I don't care about. I'm not no hater. I have not ever in my life, and looking y'all dead in y'all face, even if we not face to face, I've not ever been the type of female to talk down on no female. I'm not a hater. I don't care about what people do. Once you out my sight, I don't care. Once you away from me, it don't matter what you do. You know what I mean? Because what you do is what you do. You know what I mean? And she was calling me talking about her. So I'm telling my relative though, like, she talking about you to me and this is and that, woo woo woo. She tried to end up the 25-year-old tried to hook me up with her cousin, but her cousin had halitosis. And I was like, "Bro, I don't like your cousin. His breath stink. Like, he cute, but his breath stink." You feel what I'm saying? And I had told him to his face, like, "I ain't trying to be funny, but your breath stink. God forgive me for, I had to keep it real." He wanted to come in and give me a kiss. You're not about to kiss me and your breath smell like bounce that booty. So, like I said, I end up like getting into it with my own people because she was like, "Oh, you talking about me?" It was a bunch of high school bull crap, like he, she say, they say, like I don't even got nothing to do with it. Like, she literally, my own relative came up to my school to try to fight me over a woman. I ain't ever been the type to fight over no dude, no girl. I don't care who you are. I ain't ever been the type, and I mean that from the bottom depths of my heart. I ain't ever been the type to try to fight over no person. Like, once you got them, you got them. Why are you coming near me? And that's how I always been. I'm not about to fight over nobody. I'm not about to fight over some a wannabe somebody, anybody. Anyway, like, I always been like that. If you got them, you got them. Like, don't try to manipulate me. Don't try to make me feel some type of way because you uncomfortable with yourself. So a lot of people that I was around, they were very uncomfortable with themselves. Like, it would be us girls in the room, and you know how it is, like in the girls' locker room, and y'all all get dressed and stuff in front of each other, or whatever. Okay, well, I used to be the one getting dressed, and everybody like, girl, you need to cover yourself up. Girl, you need to. Y'all insecure about me because I'm full, and what I do? You know what I mean? It was a lot of females that was very insecure about me. I wasn't insecure about me. They was insecure about me. I wasn't ever insecure about myself because I love the way I look. I love everything about me. Stop. Hold on, y'all. Okay, I'm back. I'm trying to find this picture, y'all, me when I was in high school, okay? Hello, Alma, if you're still here. How are you? This was me as a baby. When I was a baby, this is me. This was me when I was like 4 or 5. Oh, I didn't even show. Did I show? Okay, hold on, wait. This was me when I was like 9, 10. This was me when I was in high school, okay? This was my cousin, okay? This was me when I was in high school, but this ain't the cousin I was talking about, okay? This used to be one of my favorite cousins. This used to be my favorite cousin. But this was me when I was in high school. Like, this is me. So a lot of people was like really jealous of the way that I look. I wasn't trying to flaunt myself out like I was just hot, you know what I mean? I wasn't like that. But I know when I would go out, like, this is me when I was in middle school. When I was in middle school, this is me. Okay? This was me when I was on the debate team. I went to a college and I debated when I was in college about, well, I didn't go to college, but they took me to a college because I was in middle school, but I went to a college debate. And the debate was, is internet destroying today's world, and how is it destroying today's world? And I got a big applause for that just for standing right there on that podium, and people like really, they was like, dang, she's smart. You know what I mean? Like I had a 4.3 grade average. You know what I mean? So I was on the job. I don't know if it's something wrong with this chair now or what, but it just keep going down, y'all. My chair just keep going down for some reason. But when I say I was literally like, I even went to Washington D.C. because I was on the what is that? Student council. I was in student council. This is me in that room that I was telling y'all about. When I used to stay in my room all the time, this was me as a teenager. Now, a picture can say 1,000 words. I was very depressed as a teenager. You know, I don't even know if y'all could tell, but I was going through so much at that time. Like, I just was not a happy individual. This was me when I was like, what, 11, 12. I ripped my adopted mom out this picture though, but this was me when I was a baby. Okay. And then this was 2025 when I got baptized. You see how my hair was like really short? Yeah, I went through a lot, but I was so happy to be baptized. Very happy to be baptized. Very, very happy to be baptized. And then this is me baptizing my son. Throughout my life, no matter how depressed I was, I never let nobody stop me. I did allow people to take things from me. You know, I always stood to be strong and courageous, but, you know, I had to learn to grow the backbone. You know, I had to learn to stand up for myself for real. I always had to learn to be there for myself because I was never there for myself. I didn't be there. I wasn't there for me because there was nobody else there for me. And a part of this journey, like when I look at this little girl right here, I think to myself, like, I was always destined to be something great. This little girl right here is meant for the world, and the world is not ready for me. I know that sometimes when I speak that everything don't seem like it's coming together, but I promise I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on the way that I speak and the things that I say to make the conversations that I have with you all make sense. I'm still learning. You know, I'm still learning how to get it out there. I'm still learning how to share my life experiences with the world so that people can know that just because you come from something like this, or you've done things like this, or you came from doing stuff like this, or you might have looked like this. Hold on, I got one more for you. Or I went through it real bad. I went through it real bad. I even looked like this. But even if you look like that, you still can make it. You can do anything. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. You know, and not to allow people to hold you back from being the great person that God wants you to be. I don't care what a person say about you, spoken about you, or have made you feel. just because they said those things, it doesn't mean it's true. People gonna say a lot of things about you. People are gonna talk down on you. People are gonna put you in the most uncomfortable situations that you can be in. But you gotta learn how to get yourself out of that. You know, that's why I said I always remained happy. Even when I was depressed, I still remained happy because I knew that my smile was the only thing that I had. My smile is all that I had. You know what I mean? At that time, it was the only thing that I had was my smile because I knew when I smiled at people, they were happy. And people used to tell me, like, you know, I don't know much about you, but you're very intelligent. I don't know nothing about you, but I know that, like, people would tell me, like, you got an old soul and you real intelligent. Like, did you graduate? And I used to be like, no, I didn't graduate. And they be like, they mind be like, you didn't graduate? No, I didn't graduate. And I'm not ashamed because I didn't graduate. My family used to say, oh, yeah, you let everybody pass you up and you let everybody graduate before you. You let your cousin and she got an IEP graduate. First off, do I care? No. Does that matter to me because everybody graduated before me? No, because I don't. Just because you got a piece of paper, that don't mean nothing. It's just paper. Everything that I was taught is up here. This is what's going to take me far, not the piece of paper. The piece of paper can put me into an office or it can put me into a cubicle. But I'm not made for a cubicle. And I'm definitely not made for an office. And if I am made for an office, it's my boss office. And that's what I'm coming into. I'm going to sit at a table of my own people that I have hired for my team. I'm going to be a millionaire, a billionaire. First off, I'm already my own boss. I believe in myself. And since nobody believed in me, I have to believe in me. I don't care if nobody on this platform, I don't care if nobody on TikTok, I don't care if nobody believe in me. The type of people who nobody believe in, those be the same people that make it. And because I know people don't believe in me, I'm already somebody. I am somebody. And I don't care what nobody think about me. I don't. I feel emotional saying that because God is walking me into something. I don't know what it is, but I know God is walking me dead into it. And I don't know, and I don't need to know. But I'm taking that leap of faith. And I've already taken the leap of faith. And God says, since you took that leap of faith and you walked with me, since you jumped and grabbed my hand, I got something for you. Because I did not go backwards, I don't talk to any of my family no more. I don't talk to any of them. I don't speak to nobody from my past because they're no good for me. They were never going to help me. They were never going to help me achieve the accomplishments. If anything, they wanted to copycat me so that they could try to be me, try to be better than me. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying? Like, continue to believe in yourself. Continue to believe in yourself because I'm grateful. I'm grateful. I might have 2 people on here right now, but just think about it. In months to come, I'm going to have thousands of followers. Thousands. Do you hear me? People don't know who I am. They're beginning to know who I am, but don't nobody know who I am right now. And that's okay because they're going to get to know who I am. I have many of talents on this earth that I can use, that I can help people with. So that's why I get on here every day. Guess what? I did a YouTube video, and at first, hey, Britt, how are you? Thank you for coming in. Thank you. I did a YouTube video. My phone dropped. Hold on. Okay. But I did a YouTube video. And the first video I did, it had 1 viewer. The second video I did, it had 1 viewer. The third video I did, it had 4 viewers. What you mean? I'm getting up there. 4 is better than none. You know what I mean? Like, I'm grateful. And I don't think people really like, I get up and I pray. I pray 4 to 5 prayers a day before I start my day. There is people that try to send attacks and spiritual warfare on me every day. But I'm a demon slayer, so I ain't worried about it. I slay these demons up out here. And they mad because I'm slaying them. Y'all seen them pictures that I had? These people was trying to take me down. As I was putting, it was so crazy because God was speaking to me. As I was taking my necklace off, and the way I was taking it off, I had it like this. People were sending spiritual warfare to have me try to self-sabotage and try to take my own self out.
Hey, Ma, can I tell you something?
Hmm.
So look, this is the story we read. So look, when Adam was 130 years old, he came to Father. She was 130 years old.
Mhm.
Then 800 years old. Then 930.
How do you live for that long?
God.
Wow.
Yeah, go finish reading. So, you know,
Let me try. Let me see.
I'm proud of myself, man. If you're not telling yourself you proud of yourself, you need to start telling yourself you proud of yourself. Who is it? Not right now, Blair. Start telling yourself you proud of yourself. Start saying that you love yourself. Start praying. Even if I pray so much, I'll be praying like, God, I know you hear me. God, I know you with me. God, I know you hear my cry. You know what I mean? Because I've cried a lot. I've cried a lot of tears. But this time,
You alone are righteous. Take with you 7 pairs.
I am.
Pairs, male and female, of each.
I'm crying tears of joy because this too shall pass. And I did it. You know, I did what people said I could never do.
There must be a male and female. A male.
Yeah.
In each pair to ensure that.
I definitely forgave myself for everything.
After the flood.
You know, I didn't know. And I just.
And it will rain for 40 days. 40 days?
I thank God. You know what I mean? I really do, y'all. Like,
That's the same. Between a month
in this moment,
9 days. A month and 9 days.
when I think about God, y'all, I get emotional. When I think about God, I just, everybody's journey with God is different. Everybody's journey with God is so different. But my journey, 2025, when I got baptized and a woman said to me, why do you really want to get baptized? And I said, because I want to truly know who God is.
When the flood covers the earth.
And I know.
He went on board.
God is my rock. He is my defender. He is my salvation. He is my provider.
And his wives. Yeah, wives? Yeah, he had many wives.
God has helped me get away from the enemy.
Are you okay, Mommy?
I'm fine.
You're crying.
I'm okay, though. I'm happy.
So those are tears of happiness.
Yes. God helped me get away from my enemies. You know, there was times where I never thought I would get away. There was times where I never thought I could get away, you know. But I got away. And I took my life back. You know, I'm peaceful. You know, I'm peaceful, y'all. I'm peaceful. I don't gotta argue with nobody. I don't gotta bicker with nobody. I can choose who and what I want in my life.
The second month in all,
I'm at peace.
water erupted from the earth and the rain fell.
I'm at peace.
From the sky. The rain continued to fall.
I'm really at peace.
40 nights.
And I'm so happy.
Yeah. Then you'll stop. Okay, so you read from that and then stop at then.
I'm so happy. You know,
Mom just
I'm happy because I don't gotta fight with nobody about how to take care of my kid. I don't gotta argue with nobody to say, help me with my kid. I don't gotta argue. I don't gotta do none of that. I don't gotta stress myself out. I thank you, God. I do. I thank you, God. I don't have to do that no more. You know what I mean? Like, now people don't give God enough praise when he relieves you of those things that you prayed for. You know, I'm celibate. I'm not worried about being in a relationship with nobody. I'm celibate, y'all. It's the best thing in the world. Can one of y'all give me some tissue, please? It's the best thing in the world when I ain't giving myself to nobody, and I'm proud of myself.
As the waters rose high and higher above the ground, the boat floated safely on.
Yeah, I'm so proud of myself. For real. I'm proud of myself. Like, I came a long way. And I'm grateful. You know, and I thank everybody that was in my life. I thank everybody that was in my life that I encountered because, thank you, sweetheart.
Look, if that's your little delivery thing, when you need anything, just hand it to me and then we'll deliver.
Okay. Like, oh, my little ring fell out. But I'm not mad at nobody that I encountered. I'm not mad at none of my family members. I'm not mad at old friends. I'm not mad at nobody, because if it wasn't for them putting me through what I went through, if it wasn't for them talking down on me, if it wasn't for them doing the things that they did and all that, all the people that I encountered that said that I couldn't do nothing and said that I would never be, if it wasn't for them doing what they did to me, I would not be where I am. So I thank every last person that I encountered in my lifetime. Everybody. I thank them. I thank them. I ain't mad at y'all. Because they taught me how to stand up for myself. They taught me to have a backbone. They taught me to not let nobody play with me. They taught me how not to be naive. They taught me that I am somebody. They taught me that, guess what? I got a life and I'm going to live it. That's what these people taught me. And my grandma used to always say to me when I was young, she used to always say to me, stop letting people make you feel like you gotta be something that you not. Don't make yourself small for other people. But if you let them stomp on you, they're gonna continue to stomp on you. My grandfather used to always tell me, because I was a hothead. You know what I mean? I was real big on being a hothead. My grandfather used to tell me, you need to shut your mouth sometime. Be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet, and you will hear everything you need to know.
To the east, they found a plan in the land of Babylon. Mom, how do you pronounce
Babylon.
Babylon?
Even though I know that my grandparents watching over me, sometimes I do miss their hugs, you know. I do miss hearing good golly, Miss Molly.
Who said what? Who said what?
I do miss hearing that from my grandma. Like, I miss hearing that from her. I miss hearing good golly, Miss Molly, Merry Christmas. I miss hearing good golly, Miss Molly, my pretty girl. You know what I mean? I miss hearing that from her. I do miss hearing her say, hey, pretty girl, happy birthday. You know, it was hard, but it's all right. You know what I mean? I'm grateful.
We're on the story that is that on Genesis that says the Tower of Babel.
Okay, Babylon.
Yeah, Babylon. But why would I say Babylon? Babylon.
But I'm grateful. I'm grateful for everything that I've ever been through in life, because I wouldn't be as strong as I am today. I thank God for bringing me through my trials and tribulations, because everything built me. It built me to be a greater mother. I learned I'm not even temperamental no more. I know how to control my anger. As many times as my kids was going off and screaming and hollering and yelling, the old me would have been like, I'd have been on it. I'd have been going crazy. But you know what? I'm proud of myself. I don't yell. I don't scream. I just be like, listen. Calm down. Chill out. Let's try this another way. You know, I'm grateful. And I can't stop saying that, because I really am grateful. I'm grateful for all things that God has done for me. You know, it's not getting harder, it's getting easier. And I always said that, like, throughout my whole life, I used to say to myself, you know, because I used to say if it wasn't a challenge, then it wasn't no type of I like challenges. And when I used to go through things that was hard, I used to always say, it's hard right now, so as I get older, it'll get easier for me.
When we read that Bible, it calmed me down so much.
Good. That's what it's supposed to do.
I feel happy.
Like, it's like when I say literally the things that I've been through in my life, man, I'm grateful, y'all. I really don't have, you know, too much things to say, because I conquered it all. And now that I've been through everything that was hard, I should do Bible study on here. You think so?
What, Mommy?
Hey, Mom.
Because I thought about that too myself. Don't get me twisted. You know, I'll bring the Bible out and don't play with me now.
Wow. Who's this, Mom? Who are these?
Those are your great. These are the people that are watching over us.
Wow.
These two people.
Where are you?
Right there.
Right there. The little one.
Oh. There's more people?
No,
So,
just him.
Wait, Mommy? Who's this?
I try my hardest to get, you know, people to be more understanding and understanding when it comes to who God is. You know what I mean? Because God is amazing. God is going to take you places where a lot of people don't get that though. You know, Miss Brianna, people don't get that God will take you places where you've never been before.
Hey, Mommy.
You know, where it was dark in my house, it's not dark no more. It's light.
Who is this?
That's one of their old friends.
Oh.
But yeah, like, it ain't no darkness in my house. And when people try to throw spiritual warfare at me, Block it.
Is this you and Poppy?
Yep.
When did you guys take this picture?
Where?
This.
That's from Chuck E. Cheese.
Which Chuck E. Cheese? The Chuck E. Cheese where we...
Yeah.
Is that actually Chuck E. Cheese?
Yeah, it's actually
Yeah.
Chuck E. Cheese.
And everybody, let me tell you something.
Here you go, Mom. We checked on Nori. He's just sitting there watching Spider-Man.
And everybody that came up against me, everything they sent out on me, you know where it's going, Miss Brown. You know where it's going. You know exactly where it's going. So that's why I don't worry about people and what they doing. I don't worry about their issues, problems, or concerns. I don't worry about none of that. Because if I worry about what people doing, it ain't gonna take me nowhere, y'all. I promise. Worrying about what people doing is not gonna take you nowhere. Just keep focusing on you. Keep focusing on the things that you need to do. You know, pray more. Like, just know that. Excuse me, y'all.
Like riding a tidal wave.
I thought about opening back up my platform on Facebook, but I got too many people that be on there, which it really don't matter. Yeah. I'm thinking about it though, because I said I was gonna open up all my platforms again. I really am gonna do that. I'm just taking my time right now because I have I'm on YouTube and I'm on Instagram and I'm on here, but I'm taking my time so that I can make sure that it's all going, you know, the way that it's supposed to. I'm not gonna rush nothing. I'm not gonna move too fast. You know what I mean? Because if you move too fast, you're gonna miss something. And you know, I just don't. I'm. Let me put it like this. I'm moving at the pace that God allows me to move at. You know, it's nothing but time. You know, and time ain't even a thing for real. For real.
That's me.
What?
You don't have to be mean.
Who? I didn't say nothing. What you talking about? Hey, my son be saying stuff and I don't even know what he be talking about. Calm down, baby, calm down. Yes, sugar. Here in a minute. Give me a second. I'm about to actually get off here in a second, okay? Thank you. Hey, don't be loud. Don't be loud. Be respectful, please. He wanted the scooter, but he asked me for some crackers, and I told him to wait a minute. But if you must know, Miss Brianna, that is actually the job that I'm here for. That's my job. Exactly what you said. Doing Bible study. I'm just introducing myself and getting my story out there. Hey, y'all, a little bit too loud. Thank you. I'm getting my story out there, you know, so that people can know who I am first. You know what I mean? I want people to know who I am before I just, you know, pop in and open up the Bible. Because, you know, people want to know who people be want to know. You know, not everybody gonna come to somebody who open up the Bible, because not everybody be speaking the real truth when it comes to the Bible. You feel what I'm saying? So I want people to know who I am first. I want people to acknowledge and see who I am. So when I do decide to open up the Bible and I get into it, because I have books that's written. I have spiritual books that's written. You know what I mean? So I'm just preparing myself at this moment. That's all. Preparation. It take a little time. And when you're doing preparation, it all it takes is a little patience. So I'm just patient with my preparation and making sure I dot my I's and cross my T's. You know what I mean? Y'all riding them scooters around and be too loud. That's what I'm trying to tell you. So, you know, hey, Mr. James, how you doing today? Where you been at? So, yeah. Don't think I'm not going to crack the Bible open. Because, yeah, I'm definitely going to be on here letting them know about God. Don't think I won't let them know, because man, you don't know how many people, like, I got videos right now, and thank you. I got videos on my Facebook, and I just be trying to get people to okay, I see you, Mr. James. I got videos, and I encourage people to start loving the world more, because that's what God wanted us to do. You know, a lot of people think Jesus came here to save the world. Jesus did not come here to save the world. He did not. He wanted you to know that you can change the world. It takes for you to take that time out to do it. And I just so happen to be one of those people who want to genuinely change the world, and not in a selfish way. I want to change the world to where everybody knows that I love everybody. I do. And some people be like, how do you love people you don't know? I love myself. So if I love myself, I can love the world. I love everybody. I'm here for people's mental health and all that. Get off them scooters. I love people. Listen, mental health is the most important thing on this earth. People need to know that mental health is what you need to make yourself succeed and to keep living. You gotta forgive yourself for the things that you did. You gotta ask God for a repentance for the sins that you have done, but also forgive you because you did it. But at the end of the day, once you come to God and give your repentance and you don't keep going, here's the thing. It's about you repenting. You see what I'm saying? It's about you coming to get forgiveness from God, but God wants you to forgive yourself. And once you forgive yourself and know that God forgives you, you can move forward. But if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, God gonna turn his back on you. And that's just that. God's only going to accept so much from a person. Because if you're going to saying, I repent, and then you out here doing the same thing over and over again. Listen, I don't go to church. I'm going to keep it real with you. I do not go to church. I do not. I praise God right here. Because the church ain't what it used to be. The church ain't nothing like it used to be. The messages ain't the same. You feel what I'm saying? People want what's in your pocket. People want props. You know what I mean? When and that's what I'm saying. But that's why I genuinely get on here. You know, it's a new person every day that sees me, and they'll be like, man, I didn't know this, or I didn't know that, or how can I do better with this, and how can I do better with that? You know what I mean? Like, it's and the reason why people really losing their mind is because they don't know they under spiritual attack, and they don't know that is people out here doing spiritual attacks on them. They don't know that. So if they don't know that, they're not gonna learn from it. It's gonna be so many people out here like, let me tell you something. Okay. There you go. And that's it. It's going to be right now. God is over being mad. He's taking his hand. And I said this before. God has already interfered. He's already picked his few. His 144,000, he already has them gathered up. Now, everybody else, everybody else on this earth, you're going to see. It's a lot of people losing their lives right now because they decided to go against God's people and God's will. It's a lot of people that said that I'm gonna they gonna put themselves first instead of putting God first. It's only 144,000 that's gonna make it, man. And I'm just keeping it real. I cannot stress this out enough. And it's not enough people. I don't for real. I can't force people to believe what I'm saying. I cannot force you to believe anything that I'm saying. It's up to you, the person, to really discern if I'm telling you the truth. God gonna let you know if I'm a liar, and that's on facts. God gonna let you know if I'm lying to you. If I'm lying, he gonna be like, listen, don't listen to her. You better flick the channel. You know what I mean? And God gonna tell you. That's something that people gotta understand, and overstand. That if somebody ain't right for you, that's why it's called heart of discernment, intuition, your chakras. You know what I mean? Your solar plexus. You hear what I'm saying? Your crown and your third. People are losing control. Yeah, and I do. Thank you very much, Mr. James. It ain't even about, I'm going to tell you something. I used to take meds too, but I stopped taking them because the meds weren't no good for me. People need to start praying to God. The reason why I stopped taking my meds is because I prayed to God. The meds that people were prescribing to me, that was some evil stuff that they was trying to do, man. It was people, first off, when have you ever known an OBGYN to prescribe a medication that a psychiatrist is supposed to prescribe to you? My OBGYN was trying to prescribe me medication that my psychiatrist was only supposed to prescribe to me. Telling me to my face, oh, you need to take these medicine. Oh, you need to make sure you take these. You're trying to feed me medicine so that I can stay asleep. Like, you're trying to keep me asleep. Sometimes the medication be keeping people asleep. You hear what I'm saying? Now, if you're just off your rocker, you need your medicine. If you're just losing it, yes, you need your meds. But a lot of people need to get in touch with a crown chakra and a third eye. You feel what I'm saying? They need to get in touch. You know what I mean? Like, if you, and that's why they say, that's why a lot of people tell you, hey, listen, I'm not going against the merit. Listen, I'm not going against it. Listen, I'm not against you, but this is what I'm saying. Prayer and talking to God is going to get you through any problem that any med can get you through any day of the year. I'm a living testimony. I used to take 4 sets of pills every day. Now I take none. Do you hear what I'm saying? I used to take 4 sets of pills. Now I take no pills. I put my trust in God, not them pills. People start relying on the medication. We need prayer. We need people to help each other. We need to pray these demons out of each other. That's the problem. It be so many people walking around with demon attachments. That's why they losing their minds. It's so many people out here being sexually active, mixing energies with each other. That's why they're going through what they're going through. It's so many people that be just attaching demons to people. You see Miss Brianna right here. I ain't here to convince you. You see what she said? So God can take you from rock bottom all the way to the tippy top peak of the mountain. Thing is, you got to believe in yourself. God wants you to believe in him so that you can believe in you. You hear what I'm saying? If you're not putting your trust in God, then what do you have? It's a lot of people out here claiming, I know the Most High. I know the Most High. No, you don't. You do not know the Most High. You do not know the Most High. It's people who using the Bible in the wrong way. They're twisting the words up in the Bible and don't even know what they're talking about. Let me tell you something. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. That's the difference between me and a lot of other people. I'm not religious. I'm spiritual. That's why I can get on here and talk like that. Thank you. Thank you. That's all I'm saying. 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 I'm spiritual. That's why I'm close to God. I fight in the spiritual realm against, listen to me, I'm going to tell you something. I don't physically fight with people, okay? But in the spiritual realm, I'm fighting with God. My spirit is tearing them up. Do you hear me? And people don't like to hear that. People don't like to know the truth. I'm tearing them up in the spiritual realm. Every time somebody come against me, I got a prayer, a verse, and all that. I got my swords ready. I'm up there. Listen, I'm up there waiting on somebody. And they know they can't get across to me. You hear what I'm saying? I came through the fire. And I still look good. I don't look like nothing I've ever been through. And guess what? That's proof that God is almighty. That right there. I don't look like nothing I've ever been through. And I've been through a lot in 33 years of my life. And I don't look like nothing I've ever been through. That's why I can get on here and speak and say things like this to y'all. Because, come on, man. See, Miss Brianna, they ain't ready for that part yet. They not ready for that part yet. They not. See, I can tell that you spiritual. I can tell that you spiritual the way that you speak. You're very, very spiritual. So you know what you got going on. Spirituality is your thing. I can see that. Go get a cup. You know what I mean? Like, God gave me gifts that I don't really speak on because I ain't got time for all that. But God gave me gifts. And I just work off. Go ahead. I work off the gifts that God gives me. I know my God. I know my God. And not a lot of people know who God is. Just like you said, they know of him, but they don't know him.
Mom, do you need something from the Uber team?
No, sweetheart. Okay. But yes,
Uber.
It's that time. I love y'all. I'm getting up off of here. Y'all know I'll be back tomorrow with a new one. You feel me? I'll be back on Wednesday. It'll probably be Wacky Wednesday. But I love y'all. And y'all have a beautiful, beautiful evening. And remember to always believe in yourself. Remember to always love yourself. Remember to never allow nobody to tell you anything different, especially when it comes to your God. Do you hear what I'm saying? The Almighty, that Amen. But y'all have a wonderful day, though.
Thanks for watching.
Bye. My daddy needs some more pins.
Thank you.
Bye.
4.99.
What?